Yeah, previous class we discussed about the various incomes and set-offs and carry forwards of losses. Previously, these two chapters we already discussed that. So income tax one already we discussed. We learned different source of heads, different sources of heads, that is income from salary, income from house property, income from capital business or profession, capital gains and other sources. So when you identify any losses with the head, within the head and within the head various sources of income, that various sources of losses and incomes we can set off within the head and we can carry forward to the next previous years, next subsequent previous years. So already we discussed that setups and carry forwards. After direction, after setups and carry forwards, we are going to find the total gross total income. So gross total income means what? The aggregate of five heads income. So aggregate of five heads means what? Income from salaries plus income from house properties plus income from business or profession plus income from capital gains and income from other sources. So after adjustment of internal whatever income is there, that aggregate of all five heads income is called as a gross total income. That is called as a gross total income. So this gross total income, we have some deductions. We have some deductions. That deductions, what we are going to allow. So that what are the deductions we are going to allow and what deductions we are going to give in this chapter we are going to discuss. The deductions, the deduction to be allowed from the gross total income are distinguished from the deduction which are allowed computing the net income under the different heads of discussed earlier. The deductions made from the gross total income either incentives, save the future kind of income under the different kinds of heads are allowed to meet the expenses which are necessary. Only totally and exclusively incurred incomes under these heads of income. So generally these all are not required. Simply just you follow that. Whatever the total incomes are there under the different categories of heads, that all are we are going to take aggregate. After aggregating that total five heads income, that is called as a gross total income. So from the gross total income, we are going to allow deductions. So what are the deductions we are going to allow? So here I mentioned that some of that. Generally, these deductions under section 80C to 80U we are going to allow. Is it clear? So what is the 80C? What is the 80CC? What is the 80CCD? What is the 80CCE? 80CCG? Individually, each and every deduction, there is a rule. So that according to that rule, we are going to allow the deduction. Is it clear? So we are going to allow the deductions. So first, let us discuss about the first one. This 29 whatever is there, these all are deductions which are allowed from the gross total income. So first deduction is 80C. I will explain that. 80C talks about what? So deduction regarding the approved savings in provident fund or life insurance or premium, life insurance premium. It means what? Simply, I can say that under section 80C, 80CC, 80CCD, these three are we called as a qualified savings. Is it clear? Sunita, is it audible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are you following?
Sir.
You are the first student. That's why I'm asking.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about the deductions. So these deductions we are going to allow from the total gross total income. First section 80, first deduction is 80C. So what is this 80C? This is approved savings. Approved savings are qualified savings regarding the provident fund or life insurance premium. So this whatever amount we paid for the provident fund, if it is recognized provident fund or LIC, whatever amount you paid for the LIC premium. So whatever amount you paid from your total, you can get deduction. So that is called as a qualified savings under section 80C. And this section, this deduction avail by the two persons. According to Income Tax Act, persons we classify different categories. That is individuals, HUF, firms, company, AOP, artificial person, body of BOI, body of individual, any local municipal authorities. So this under section 80C deduction avail by the only individuals and HUF only. Remaining companies and firms and artificial persons, they are not going to avail this deduction. And what is the amount we are going to allow? What is the limit? So under this section, 1 lakh up to 1,50,000 we are going to allow. So for example, you paid LIC premium 20,000. Your limit is 1,50,000. Actually, whatever you paid, that only we are going to allow. Simple, whatever you paid, that amount and 1,50,000. Between these two choices, whichever is least, that amount you are going to get as a deduction. Is it clear? So qualified amount for the deduction ITC, simply own contribution of provident fund, and if statutory provident fund also we are going to give, recognized provident fund also we are going to give. If the public provident fund qualified up to maximum 70,000, so these all are these 1 to 8 points, 1 to 17 points we are going to allow that. Just go through that. So these are the own contribution, this PF related, and any amount contributed by employee towards approved superannuation fund means retirement fully qualifies. Life insurance premium, and by the way of deduction salary payable by the behalf of government, any individual being the sum of deduction. To see, these all are savings. Any amount invested in national saving certificate, interest accrued on national saving certificate, any amount deposited NSS under scheme of 1992 fully qualified. Any amount paid to the LIC, new G1 Dara and G1 Akshaya plans. This whatever amount you are going to invest or whatever savings you are going to invest according to these rules and sections, these schemes, you will get the deduction. So that is called as a qualified saving. Next, second one is what? Deduction in respect of pension fund under section 80 CC. Okay, deduction respect of pension fund under section 80 CCC. So here, this second one we are going to discuss. So what is that under section 80 CC? This section provides the deduction to be individuals for any amount paid or deposited by him. Any amount paid or deposited by him. And so whatever that. So whatever amount paid for the pension fund, and here any amount entity plan of LIC of India or any other insurancer for receiving the pension from the fund set up by the corporation referred section 10 subsection 23 AAB. The rate of deduction shall be actual amount paid under the scheme or 1,50,000, whichever is least. See, same whatever the rule we are followed, here also we are going to follow. But this deduction is what? Deduction in respect of pension fund section 80 CC. Next one is the third deduction is deduction in respect of contribution to pension scheme of the central government. So this also actually Previously, it is not there. This deduction shall be allowed only for the assessee being individuals employed by the central government on or after 2004. So this is those who are appointed under the central government and after 2004, for them only it is applicable, or employed by the any other employer or self, and employed individuals in respect of contribution made to the pension scheme. This amount is deductible. So any amount not exceed 10% of salary previous year paid, deposited by the employee in his account under notified pension scheme subject to maximum 1,50,000 or under scheme 80CCD. See, so this section talks about the if you contributed any amount for the pension scheme of the central government when you are working as a employee of central government. So that time you will get the deduction. So maximum how much you are going to receive? 1,50,000 or whatever amount you paid. Whatever amount you paid, that amount you are going to take. So that is the criteria. And next one is the aggregate of deduction 80C, 80CC, 80CCD shall not increase any case of 1,50,000. This under section 80 CCE talks about the aggregate of these three 80C, 80CC, 80CCD. So either you can claim 1,50,000 ATC, either you can claim 1,50,000 ATCC, either you can claim ATCCD. But aggregate amount of these three deductions should not incur 1,50,000. So, for example, you can 50, you can claim 50, you can claim 50, you can claim 50 here. So maximum 1,50,000 you are going to be claimed. But if you want to claim 1,50,000 here, 1,50,000 here, 1,50,000 here, the act will not going to be accepted. Only aggregate amount under these three sections, maximum is 1,50,000 only. So this is the rule. And the second one, next one. Investments, next section is deduction under scheme 80CCG. 80CCG talks about investment in equity savings scheme. This scheme is known as a Rajiv Gandhi equity savings scheme. If the residential status of individual resident or gross total income less than the 12 lakhs, if she is investing first time in equity shares, maximum equity shares, equity oriented units mutual funds, this scheme is allowed as a deduction. How much we are going to allow? Simply 50% of the investment, whatever amount we are investing, 50% or 25,000, whichever least, the least amount we are going to give as a deduction. That is 80CCG. This is not that much popular, but above three are very popular. And next deduction is deduction in respect of medical insurance premium. Under section 80D, medical insurance premium we are going to allow. So why we are going to give the deduction and what situation we are going to give the deduction? So generally, this medical insurance premium, now latest updates are the change, the latest rates, latest amount also they changed. But as per your syllabus, your assessment year, you are going to follow this textbook only. So that is the reason I am going to give this one only. For right now, the assessment year of whatever assessment year following, that is important. Yeah. Generally, this EITD talks about the Health insurance policy. Whatever assessee paid by the health insurance, that is going to take that. This is the old one, 15,000, but this is already increased up from 15,000 to 25,000. They are improved. Okay. So generally, and this is generally how it is going to be here. Simply based on age only you are going to get. Below 60 years, either assessee or assessee wife, assessee family members. So any health insurance premium is paid up to 25,000. They are going to get as a deduction. For example, above senior citizen is there. Here mentioned the senior citizen. So this 15,000 now they changed up, they increased from 15,000 to 25,000. And the senior citizen, if any health insurance paid by the senior citizen, this instead of 20,000, they are going to allow the 50,000. So here sometimes expenses, sometimes additionally, whatever health insurance paid by the individuals, 25,000 or 50,000, is there any checkup purpose also? Additionally, 5,000 they are going to get as a deduction. So maximum this deduction is talking about the health insurance premium. Whatever amount paid by the health insurance premium by the assessee, so he can get as a deduction. So deduction is also there is two rules, two types of category people, two types of premiums we are observed. Any premium we paid for the family members below 60,000, 25,000 we are going to allow. Any premium paid by the assessee above 60 years, 50,000 we are going to allow. So next one is the deductions in respect of medical treatment and handicapped department, including the maintenance of section 80D. So medical treatment, previous one 80D talks about the medical insurance premium. This one talks about the medical treatment purpose or handicapped dependent, including maintenance also. So this is very important. So sometimes we are going to talk about the medical treatment purpose also. We are going to pay the some money. We are whatever amount paid for that medical treatment, that amount also we get as a deduction. So if you paid any expenditure incurred by the assessee for the purpose of medical treatment or handicapped dependents or including their maintenance also, so we are going to whatever amount incurred, that amount we are going to give as a deduction. How much we are going to give the deduction? Here, if the if the medical treatment cost or any handicapped dependents, if that their percentage of handicapped disability less than 40, more than 40% and less than 79%, we are going to allow, that is 75,000 as a 75,000 we are going to give as a deduction. If the disability is more than, if it is severe and more than 80%, we are going to allow 1,25,000. So this is what generally this deduction normal problem is there. There is no much severe. The disability is less than 10% or 15%. We are not going to allow. Compulsory that disability and it should be more than 40%. And it should be certified by the health officer. And if any medical treatment and any treatment is going on up to continue up to that assessment here, we are going to allow this. Otherwise, we are not going to allow this. Next one is deduction for expenditure incurred medical treatment notified diseases. Notified diseases means what? Sometimes any expenditure incurred for own treatment or dependent relative in case of HUF treatment, any member, such patient is suffering with the any diseases. That diseases also must and should be notified by the board. So the deduction we are going to allow, that is, this is previous one, old one. That amount also, whatever amount incurred, that amount also we are going to give as a deductions. So as of now, 80 DDB rates are that rates are up to below 60,000, 60 years. In case of the person age group is below 60 years, maximum we are going to allow 40,000 for the treatment purpose. If the age is above 60 years and above 60 years, and this is the removed only below 60 years and above 60 years. Below 60 years is we are going to allow 40,000, and above 60 years simply we are going to allow 1 lakh. So that amount we are going to give as a deduction. So what purpose this is? Deduction expenditure incurred, medical treatment of notified disease, and that diseases also should be notified by the board. Next deduction is deduction in respect of loan taken by the higher education. Under section 80E talks about the any loan taken by the assessee, whatever interest paid for that loan, so that entire amount is going to get as a deduction. So 80E talks about the loan. And next deduction is what? Deduction in respect of interest on home loan. See, 80E talks about the interest on educational loan. 80EE talks about the interest on home loan. So generally, this is different. So assessee, when is going to take under the for the purpose of construction of home loan, or when he want to purchase the any home, if he taken the loan from the banks, so that time he is going to get as a deduction choice. So whatever amount paid, generally we are going to give as a deduction, but here conditions applied. What is the conditions? That compulsory for self-occupied house, that amount deduction only for the self-occupied houses, not for the rented house, tenanted houses. And for the year of 2017, this loan, this incentive loan deduction is respect of loan residential property only. And first interest on loan allowed as a deduction 24 under section 24B, income from house property, and then additional deduction is allowed from the gross total income under section 80EE. So this deduction limit is 50,000. See, 24B already we discussed in the income from house property. If you taken loan for the purpose of construction or repairs or repair or acquiring or purchasing, these situations, if you taken loan from the house loan from the banks, you are going to get as a deduction. After that, remaining loan also, after aggregating of that 5 heads income, additionally we are going to give this 80E. 24B is the within the head we are going to adjust, and 80 is after adjustment of all heads we are going to give the deduction. Next one is the donation scheme. See, donations means what? Whatever amount donated by the assessee, that amount also we get as a deductions. But that donations also compulsory, there is a conditions applied. Whether you donated for the approved agencies like National Defense or Jawaharlal Nehru Memorial Fund, Prime Minister National Relief Fund, like this. So 100% you are going to get as a deduction. And sometimes minimum amount, there is no minimum amount, maximum amount. See, this is based on conditions. If you certified agencies are there, 50% you are going to get the deductions. So based on what purpose you are donating, that according to that only we are going to get as a chances. So here, this page talks about the 100% donations made the following. So these situation up to S, whatever the variables are there, whatever the situations are there, if you pay donation for this purpose, you will get the 100% deduction choice. So whatever amount you will get, whatever amount you paid, that same amount you are going to get as a deduction. And 50% of the approved donation following for this. So this, if you paid Prime Minister National Draft Relief Fund, National Children Fund, Jawaharlal Nehru Fund, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, so this is 50%. And within the limit of donations. So these categories are within the limit of donations. So these are the donations. So next one is, yeah. remaining chapters, that what it calls remaining, whatever directions are there, that will covered in the next chapter that I will tell you. So now, as of now, we discussed that 11 deductions. This is the deductions part 1. So remaining deductions we are going to cover in the next chapter. Now, right now we are going to discuss related to these deductions related problems. Yeah, see this. See, computer total income of the cases given below. Abdullah gross total income is 4 lakhs. He donated 70,000 to contribution to charitable institution to the national defense set up by the central government. See, his total income is 4 lakh under section 80G, that it is set up by the central government and national defense purpose is paid. So 100% is going to get as a deduction. Rajendra gross total income is 35 lakhs. He donated as a 3,80,000 Prime Minister National Fund. When you are preparing this chapter, this whatever amount donated by the SSC, this which category is going to be covered, 100% or 50% or according to the that fixed rate. So that we have to check it. So automatically you will get the you will get the answer. So here, donation charitable institution. This is the charitable institution now. So 10% of gross total income and contribution of National Defense Fund, this is 25,000. Total is 65,000. Okay. So 50% out of this 65,000, this is charitable trust. Because of charitable trust, 50% we are allowed. Total income is this one. Actually, qualified donation is how much? 65,000. So go through this. Next. Yeah, next one is deduction in respect of certain donation, scientific research, rural development. See, GGA talks about the scientific scientific research and rural development. So 80G is exclusively talking about the donations, and 80GGA talks about the scientific research and rural development. If you paid any amount for the purpose of scientific research and rural development, generally that amount also you will get as a deduction. So whatever paid as a donation for these two purpose, you will get deduction 100%. Whatever amount you paid, that 100% you are going to get it. Next one is, yeah, this chapter is over. Next chapter will be talk. Continuation. One is what? Yeah. Yes. This is a continuation of deduction chapter. So previous chapter we discussed about the 12 deductions. So remaining is deductions. Deductions in respect of certain incomes. See, under section deductions in respect of profit and gains, infrastructure facility, section 80 IA. See, this is not that much of requirement not there. Simply, this is the corporate taxation it will come. But in this all are some amount whatever for the deductions we are going to allow for the whatever amount we spend for the special economic zone purpose and deduction in respect of profit and gain certain industries undertakings. So this is purpose we are going to get. But for the individual purpose, some of the important one that is collected. Yeah, this one is important. Deduction in respect of royalty. Royalty income, author certain books authored than the textbook. See, sometimes some processes they are going to write the book. They are going to receive the income also. So when they receive the any income as a royalty, that time on their income also they have to pay the tax. They have to pay the tax. So here, if they receive the royalty under section QQB, maximum the income is 3 lakhs. So up to 3 lakhs, not required to pay the any tax. Whatever amount is there, fully you are going to get the deduction. But excess of 3 lakhs, excess of paid amount that you have to pay the tax. So here, simply under section QQB, any amount received by the assessee up to 3 lakhs, no need to pay the any tax. That up to 3 lakhs income, whatever amount is received, you can get as a full 100%. But if the royalty is paid annually and not lump sum, it is not be exceed 50% of the value such book sold during the previous year. If it is more than 50% exceed shall be ignored. Since this is not required. So under section 80 QB, any amount received by the assessee up to 3 lakhs you can give as a deduction. More than 3 lakhs, maximum you can give the 3 lakhs, remaining is the taxable. And next one is the respect of royalty patents. So same rule applicable. So here, talking about the authorship and royalties. Here patents, same. And this one is the very important. Next deduction. Deduction in respect of income by the way of interest on saving bank account under section 80 TTA. See, any amount interest if you received on your saving account. For example, you deposited 10 lakhs. On 10 lakhs, you received every month income is 50,000, 50,000, 50,000. So that income also it is taxable. But here, some amount you will get as a deduction. That is what up to 10,000 you can deduct, remaining is the taxable. So TTA talks about what? Interest on saving bank account. And next one, deduction in case of permanent and physical disability, including blindness, section U. See, a deduction of 70,000 will be allowed at computing of total income individuals who resident who are that already 80 DD also we discussed this one. Okay. And if the amount any permanent disability is there under section 80U, so in case of person severe disability deduction 1,25,000 will be allowable. So here a deduction of 75,000. Previously we talking about the under section 80D, that is the premium and treatment purpose. This is permanent physical disability for the expenditure purpose. So total income whatever is there up to 75,000 is less than 80% disability, up to 1,25,000 is the more than 80% of disability candidates they can claim. So this is the second year deductions, second grade deductions. So here You have to concentrate. This all the deductions after the gross total income we are going to allow. First point. So under section 80C2, 80RRB and 80U, here they mentioned that rules. Simply, instead of reading of third unit and fourth unit, this 64, 65, 66 page, you just read it. You will get the entire summary. You are able to understand that. Is it clear? So this is the chapter of deductions. In next chapter, we are going to discuss that is what chapters are there? Next chapter, competition of total income tax, total income of individual, competition of tax, revisionary problems. So black 3 next we are going to discuss. Now as of now, I completed black 1 and black 2, that is 4 units. The name of the units are, first unit talking about the that is set of losses. Next one is the set of carry for the setups and carry forwards losses. Okay, first one we discussed clubbing of income. Second one we talking about the setups and carry forwards. Third chapter we talking about the deductions under section 80C to 80 GGC. Fourth chapter also continuation of deductions up to 80U. So next fifth unit, fifth chapter under black 3, we are going to start how to calculation total income of the individuals and how to compute the tax liability of individuals. Next chapter we are going to discuss. This is the brief story about the deductions. Yeah, any doubts you can ask. Rama Mahendrakar. Yeah, is it audible? Hello, Rama Mahendrakar. Yeah, go through according to your material. We'll continue the next class. So every day I'm explaining one unit. So today I explained 2 units. Yeah, if you want to ask anything, you can ask. You can ask any questions also. How if you have any doubts regarding it. Okay. Thank you. Hello. Unmute yourself, Amma. మీరు మ్యూట్ లో ఉన్నారు, అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి.
ఓకే సార్.
యా చెప్పండి అమ్మా.
నేను ఇప్పుడే జాయిన్ అయినాను సార్. ఫస్ట్ బ్లాక్ 2 బ్లాక్స్ వీడియోస్ యూట్యూబ్ లో అవైలబుల్ గా ఉంటాయి సార్.
ఉంటాయమ్మా, మీరు ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వండి. మీరు 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 అడగచ్చు. మీరు నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ అటెండ్ అయినా కూడా నేను చెప్తాను నేను.
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. అదే డౌట్ ఉంది.
నో ప్రాబ్లం.
ఓకే సార్.
మీరు అటెండ్ కావచ్చు క్లాసెస్, ఎందుకంటే మీకు ఇంత మంచి ఫెసిలిటీ ఉంది. అటెండ్ అయితే ఒక యూనిట్, ఇప్పుడు 3 క్లాసెస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా.
అవును సార్.
ఉమ్.
ఇంతకు ముందు మాకు ఇంటిమేషన్ నోటీస్ రాలేదు సార్. మాకు
Okay.
నోటీస్ వచ్చి 2 days అయ్యింది క్లాసెస్ జరుగుతున్నాయని.
ఓకే ఓకే. నా మీకు డేట్స్ తెలుసా ఉన్నాయా మీ దగ్గర?
ఉన్నాయి సార్. 4th నుంచి కంటిన్యూస్ గా ఉన్నాయని చెప్పేసి.
ఆ డేట్స్ మీరు ఫాలో కాండి, మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ కూడా చెప్పండి.
ఓకే
మీరు
సార్.
ఇంటరాక్ట్ అయ్యి మీరు క్లాస్ ఇంటే ఇంకా బాగుంటది. క్లాస్ చాలా ఎఫెక్టివ్‌గా ఉంటది.
బాగా చెప్పారు సార్. మీరు ఇప్పుడు చెప్పిండేది చానా క్లియర్‌గా చెప్పారు.
మీరు మిస్ అయ్యారు చాలా. నేను
అదే అవి 2 అదే అడుగుతన్నాను సార్. యూట్యూబ్‌లో ఉంటే అక్కడ
ఉంటాయమ్మా. ఉంటాయి.
లేకపోతే నాకు ఈ లింక్ పంపించండి సార్. నేను దాంట్లో అయినా చూస్తాను.
లింక్ ఏం లేదు. మీకు ఆల్రెడీ షెడ్యూల్ వాళ్ళు పెట్టిల్లు.
అవును సార్.
పెట్టిల్లా లేదా మీకు? మీకు రాలేదా?
పెట్టినారు సార్. షెడ్యూల్
అది
పెట్టారు.
ఫాలో కాండమ్మా.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకేనా?
ఓకే సార్. థాంక్ యూ
క్లాస్‌లో
సార్.
కూడా క్లాస్ ఇన్న తర్వాత మీకు ఏ డౌట్ ఉన్నా కూడా అడగొచ్చు మీరు.
ఓకే సార్.
ఫ్రీగా మీకు తెలుగులో కావాలన్నా తెలుగులో కూడా చెప్తా నేను.
ఓకే సార్. లేదు సార్
మీకు
ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియమే సార్. నేను ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం.
చెప్తున్నా. మీకు వాటెవర్ లాంగ్వేజ్ యువర్ కంఫర్ట్ యూ కెన్ ఫీల్ దట్. You
ఓకే సార్.
just inform, I can explain it. Either
ఓకే.
English or either Telugu, I can teach both languages.
ఓకే. థాంక్ యూ సార్.
Right.